Audio Jungle.
It is a cool and calm morning from the city of Oba, Lagos, Nigeria. You are welcome to Bystander at Newsstand on Flip TV. I am Babalola Timothy. I am with Vanguard newspaper. Respite as electricity workers suspend strike. Respite as electricity workers suspend strike. Poor service. NCAA to suspend Turkish Airlines operation if poor service. NCAA to suspend Turkish Airlines operation if court invasion. Body of Sands asks Buhari to set up commission of inquiry. Body of Sands asks Buhari to set up commission of inquiry. Nigeria to access $1 billion dollars energy fund. Presidency jibe at US, UK, EU on rights abuses. Presidency's jibe at US, UK, EU on rights abuses. NBA, Afenifere, Ohaneze, Arewa Youths, others blast FG. NBA, Afenifere, Ohaneze, Arewa Youths, others blast FG. Senate probes alleged DSS invasion of courts with arrest of Showore. Senate probes alleged DSS invasion of courts with arrest of Showore. NBA. Court is a sanctuary that must not be desecrated. Court is a sanctuary that must not be desecrated. Bro, DSS protesters storm National Assembly, say election losers destabilizing Nigeria. Bro, DSS protesters storm National Assembly, say election losers destabilizing Nigeria. Two INEC staff get 21 years each in jail over 362 million naira Desianis bribe. Two INEC staff get 21 years each in jail over 362 million naira Desianis bribe. We also have naira depreciates to 360.5 naira per $1 in parallel market. FG orders audit on all spectrum licenses. FG orders audit on all spectrum licenses. Nigeria will issue visa on arrival to all Africans from January. Buhari. Nigeria will issue visa on arrival to all Africans from January. Buhari. We didn't condemn Bayelsa, Kogi polls, Onsa. We didn't condemn Bayelsa, Kogi polls, Onsa. So, this is the stories we have for you. I'm very sure and delighted to tell you that all our reviewers are prepared to give an insightful view about the story. Go with us. I am Babalola Timothy. I will be right back.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
We have a court invasion. Body of Sands asks Buhari to set up commission of inquiry.
Yeah, if the body of Sand asked Buhari to set up commission of inquiry in respect of what really happened, the court, that's their own opinion. They saw it as their own duty to ask the president to set up inquiry. Actually, it's a welcome development that the president should set up a, inquiry or find out what really happened. But the other way around, why should the son ask Buhari to set up inquiry when they are lawyers? They can do the thing by themselves and come out with, appropriate solution. Is Buhari the court? No. The thing happened in the court, and you can even talk to the Chief of Justice to set up body of the commission or to whatever it is to look into what really happened. And so they discuss it wherever they want to do, whether in the next meeting or so, whether any other thing, and come out with solution. So, or you go to the NBA. Why asking Buhari to set up what do you call it? Set up commission of inquiry. I see it's a bit of distraction and absurdity.
Okay, thank you. We have NBA, Afenifere, Oranese, Arewa Youth, others blast federal government.
Is it in respect of the court rights abuses or court invasion?
I think this is presidency jibe at US, UK, EU on rights
Okay, fine.
abuses.
Like NBA as a body, Afenifere too, Oranese Arewa Youth, felt that the rights of people are being abused by the present administration. Yeah, everybody has right to say what, but whatever he or she or anybody felt that his or his right is trampled upon, they don't see anything wrong in that. And so we must call the president to order if we see that he's going wrong. We must call the administration to order if we see that they are going wrong. We must call anybody to order if the right of the people are being trampled upon. And so we must try as much as possible to see that people's rights are being upheld. And the right to speak, the right to do what you want to do, but not to abuse people's rights. And so freedom is something that we must earn. Right is your own, but you must not abuse it, both the government or the person who is talking about his own right being abused, so that we can balance issue.
Senate probes alleged DSS invasion of court, rearrest of...
Yeah, it's the same thing that this body of science are asking Buhari to set up commission of inquiry. So also Senate is looking at it. They saw it as a disgrace. They saw it as abuse. They saw it as desecrating the temple of justice. And so because of the international community is talking about this issue, they should look at it. And so they should look at these things in the pure sense so that it will not occur again.
What I would advise them to do is, as Punch newspaper have said that Buhari is no longer be addressed as president, but Major General, not president, is what I supported, because Buhari is ruling Nigeria as if we are in the military regime. We are not in the military regime, but our leader is ruling us as if we are in the military regime. He doesn't obey court orders. He flouted everything concerning court order. He do everything as if we are in the military, while we are in the civilian rule. So for them to say he should set up commission of inquiry to investigate the invasion of the DSS of courtroom is a wasted effort. It's a wasted effort. They are going to waste their effort. Buhari himself, I know, cannot do that. He cannot set up that commission. Though he may agree publicly, but in his heart, he will not do that.
Okay, we have a NBA. Court is a sanctuary that must not be desecrated.
They have said it all. It's a place of orderliness. Courtroom is a place of orderliness. DSS invasion of courtroom is they are trying to debase the courtroom. Not that they are trying, they have already debased the courtroom in Nigeria by that action. For them to invade the courtroom and arrest somebody is a taboo. It's a taboo which the federal government, though the federal government I've mentioned, they have supported the DSS action. So what are we saying? Nigeria is a lawless country. They doesn't obey law. They doesn't obey the court order. It's a lawless country. So what are we saying? In fact, I can concur to Nnamdi Kanu, who said that Nigeria is a zoo. It's a zoo country. It's an animal country. Yes, Nigeria is an animal country. It's a zoo. It is a lawless country. They doesn't obey a court order. Doesn't obey anything. they have desecrated the court of law of Nigeria. Anybody that is offended that's going to court is wasting his or her time, because they are not going to, they cannot obtain justice. I don't understand. It's that Nigeria is a zoo country, it's an animal country.
I can't say something much about that one because I believe Mr. President, he knows what is good and he knows what is bad. You know what I mean? But what I believe for Mr. President, because I just say something every blessed day. When I say something every blessed day, there's no change. What's the reason that we can do again? We leave everything for our leaders to do better. Because anything we say now, they are not go do something concerning our topic. You know what I mean? Now, Nigeria, we Nigerians, who believe we make Nigeria as a Chelsea and Man U. Everybody have your own fans. When I talk about your own fans, I talk about my fans. And what I always tell people, let's join hands together to make Nigeria forward. When I say this APC, PDP, this and that, Nigeria can never be forward. Let's all the party make sure that this Nigeria is our home. Make everything easy for us and make a peace for Nigeria.
Okay, we have a pro-DSS protesters storm National Assembly, say election losers destabilizing Nigeria. Are they really the one destabilizing the Nigeria, the election losers?
Concerning election in Nigeria, I tell people the foundation of Nigeria concerning the election has failed. Because during the 80s, when they do the Awolowo and Shagari election, I remember they burned some house. You know, many things happen. People die. That's the system they are using since that year till now. Let's say from beginning of Nigeria, when they take the independence, the first election they did, they make everything easy. Everything by then will be easy. Because all these our leaders, they are fighting for their pockets. Since they are not even look the people that want to govern on their head, they don't want to look the people that want to be president on their head. What they are fighting for their own pocket. Now, they will say PDP will be trying to get the seat, APC will try to get the seat, Abuja will try to get the seat, everybody will try to get the seat. And if you look all of them, they will meet in occasion, they will be laughing together. That means they are taking will Nigeria be full. You know what I mean? I look some youth that are fighting because of all these kind of things, they cause a riot or protests, all those kind of things. Because I see protests in Nigeria like say they take protests don't mean anything in Nigeria again. Because small thing they protest, and what's the meaning of the protest? What is the cocoa of the protest? There's no any show sign and they say they protest, something come outside. Does that mean now? That it doesn't change in Nigeria. It didn't change our leader. House, when I went to Abuja, I always sit in the TV, watch the house. Before this house, when Sharaki, all of them are there, what they are said for 3 months, 4 months, they will still come and be saying it again, and there's no solution. All the law they are passing, it does not work. And they don't make solution for it. Because when they cannot make solution because they know that you will tamper with them. They don't want to do something that will you tamper with their life. Does that mean now? Concerning election, well, I always say something. How they do it. Because I don't carry a party and I cannot fight because of anybody. Now, concerning the DSS, I don't know the people, the government people are using. I say, before any governor can steal Nigerian money, Mopo will be there, DSS will be there, they will escort the money go. Why can't you tell the Oga, this is not good, they should arrest the Oga? They can't do it. They will give them money. That's the one DSS tell me in Asaba, during the Okowa and Duaga, when Okowa want to come to the seat, they will try to, Duaga have a young candidate, Okowa is a candidate to Ibori. You know what I mean? And Ibori was in prison. And he have a candidate. Look at Nigeria. You know what? Now, what I wanted to say, when the Okowa and Uduaga now settle, the DSS, I was inside Keke, the DSS was saying it. He said when they go to Uduaga house, say they load money inside 7 Helios, new brand new one. He said they give them 300,000. I said, and I asked him, I said, the 300,000, is it your life? That is you people are supporting them. You collect 300,000 now, you people are going and eat it. You give the flag, you people cannot say the truth. You know what I mean now? So many things happen in Nigeria, and we by ourselves, we are not save ourselves.
Okay, do you not think the election losers are the ones destabilizing Nigeria? Are they really the ones?
Yes, the election loser, people don't believe that if I lose, I should go and wait for the next 4 years. You know what I mean now? They'll be fighting. Cause, youth, give them money, go and do this thing, go and do that. It's not good.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Okay, we have court invasion. Body of Science asks Buhari to set up commission of inquiry.
Court invasion has really shown the level of the dilapidation of the system, Nigerian system, politically wise. Let me tell you, court invasion has shown that we don't have leaders in this country. The leaders, I mean the people of high, at the high place, they're over there. They don't have anything to showcase to Nigerians and the members of the world that they are fit to be there. We don't have leaders. It is some old breed of politicians that were there in the 1960s, 70s, 80s. They have been recycling themselves. Desecration of courts. DSS has desecrated the courts. Courts should be a sacrosanct institution whereby people get justice, fairness, and the clemency. But look at the way the DSS has messed up the courts. Are you telling me that Josibanjo is a man of God who should be there? Are you telling me that Buhari won election to be there? Are you telling me the El-Rufais, the Tinubus, the Oshomoles? As far as I'm concerned, these people have failed Nigerians. They are not supposed to be there. We need total overhauling from local government chairman to the executive. These people, we need to change them. Nigeria need a new breed of politicians. People who have the interests of the entire Nigerians in their mind. Not people who are individualistic in decision making. People who are bent on individualistic mentality of a thing. They think about themselves. They don't think about Nigerians. They invest on their companies, on their families, on their selfish ego. They don't invest on Nigerians, on humans, on human beings, on me and you and I. Do you understand? They just invest on their pockets. They are after their companies. They are not after our well-beings. Let me tell you, invasion of DSS should be probed. But I have a question for you. Do you know that the court in question is a rubber stamp? Do you know that Judiciary itself has turned to rubber stamp to the executive? Are you talking about NAS probing court invasion? Who are the NAS? The constitution of NAS? Who are the NAS? They are rubber stamps to the executive. So you can see that everything is interwoven. You can't come out with good results even if you probe DSS. Because the executive is backing DSS. Buhari has come out 2 days ago to tell us that DSS action has federal government backup. What are you saying? So everything is just so fictitious, and to me, it's full of fallacy and contradictions. What are you talking about? Even if court like, they should probe. The court that is probing invasion by DSS is rubber stamp. Judiciary has been messed up. Look at the CGN. CGN, how they gather the useless judges for the hearing, last hearing of election tribunal. You understand? Let me say that Judge Atiku Buhari final hearing on the election malpractices. The electioneering process was badly battered because Chief Justice of the Federation himself is a foolish idiot, a fool from nowhere. Ango Abdullahi, is that not his name? Or Tanko? He's a foolish man. So what are you talking about? Who are the court? Who are the judges? Who are the justices? This is rubbish. Buhari is not a learned man. Tanko Abdullahi, he single-handedly picked him. So we are all messed up. The entire system is rubbish. Look at Buhari talking to United States and EU with that manner that they should not interfere in Nigeria matter. They should leave us.
They are not answerable to them.
Thank you. They are not answerable to them. Look at who is Buhari to talk to United States that way, to speak or address EU that way. Later now, you will still go back and ask for loan. Later now, you will still go back and ask for cancellation of Nigerian debts. Some people you spanked on. Some people you insulted. Look at these people. They don't have conscience. Let me tell you, we talk every day. We advocate, you know, we analyze public affairs, political affairs in Nigeria. Still, what is happening remains. No change. Because Nigerians cannot come out and do something about it. We are all overdosile and complacent. We are satisfied within ourselves that, in fact, this is our nature. We see it every day. Nobody's not going to do anything. That's why those fools remain there. If you ask me, we need total overhauling. We need new breed of politicians, set of people, young generation who will have the interests of Nigerians in mind. These are the people we need there. Not these people. These people are thieves. They can't change anything in Nigeria. Adam Ochomole can't change anything. Adam Ochomole was a foolish labor leader before. Yaradua's regime, Jonathan regime, gave him fair hearing. That's why he won Osumbo. Osumbo rigged the election in Edo State, rigged him out of office. Then there was rule of law during Yaradua Jonathan regime. That's why the court favored him, because the court then was not rubber stamp. I mean judiciary and even the National House. They are not rubber stamp then to the executive. They gave him fair hearing, which was why he ruled Edo State as a governor. He's a fool. Look at the way he's reciprocating that kind of gesture or kindness from Jonathan. He robbed Jonathan, insulted Jonathan. He's still insulting PDP now. Same regime that gave him victory then. Irrespective of the fact he was not under the platform of PDP, but the man there was a real man of the people,
Okay,
Yaradua.
to the issue happening in Edo State, you know, the IGP made a decree that the rally shouldn't hold, while Oshomole supporter says heaven will not fall, the rally will hold.
Yes.
Don't you see this as an abuse to the law?
Man, it's rubbish. Look, Adam Oshomole, whatever comes from Adam Oshomole's mouth is just like a gorilla talking.
It was said that his supporters.
Yes, he's a foolish man. He say even heaven won't fall. Look at that kind of level of degradation of human speech. You are talking to the members of the world, not only Nigerians. People are watching us. People are reading paper. What about the members of diplomatic corps? I mean the high commissions in Nigeria, the diplomats. They are listening. Look at, they don't think that people are watching them. This man is a gorilla. I'm telling you, the lowest level of humankind is read, is seen at play in Adam Ochomole, in the person or personality of Adam Ochomole. He's a monkey, he's an ape. An ape. Statement that is coming out from his mouth every day. Could you remember that Aisha Buhari said that Adam Ochomole should always watch his speeches, what comes out from his mouth? That is the man. He's a downgraded human being. I'm telling you, that man is nobody. We shouldn't take what comes out from his mouth.
I think it was the supporters that said heaven would fall, not himself. Do you suppose it was the one that gave them what to say?
Yes, he was the one. Adam Ochomole is the one that is filling it up. Yes, because the man feel that prison controller, you know, prison as a paramilitary or military forces, they are behind APC. They can do anything. Then quarantine and immigration, you know, they are paramilitary or military, they are behind APC. The police in themselves are part of the armed forces, they are behind them. Then soldiers themselves, they are behind them. They can rig any election, they can cause any trouble in Nigeria and go scot-free. That PDP can't do anything, which was why they rigged election with such impunity, and nothing has been done today. You see that kind of level of thinking? He's saying everything with impunity. Impunity is getting higher and higher on, you know, in Nigeria every day. Impunity, yeah, you can do something without punishment. You can't answer, you know, answerable to whatever you say or do. Don't you know that That statement is hate speech.
Yeah, it is.
It's a hate speech.
Yeah.
They are still clamoring against hate speech. You are clamoring against hate speech while you talk anyhow. You make hate speech every day. You insult people. You insult the integrity of this country. You insult Nigeria as an entity every day. You insult PDP every day. You even insult the people that are within APC every day. And we are still clamoring of shutting down, closing social media. That people are saying, talking anyhow, while you don't guide your speech. You misguide, guidedly say rubbish every day. You see that kind of people? Are these kind of people that do you think they have interest of, let's say, mosaic interest in them that could take Nigeria to the promised land? This kind of people, this kind of foolish people that put sentiment on every aspect of life in Nigeria. They carry such sentiment along. You are Yoruba, you are not Hausa. You are Igbo, you are not Edo. You are Ijaw, you are this. Can this kind of rubbish thrive on presidential system of government? Do you call us a federal state? Is Nigeria a federal state? When an Igbo man cannot rule in Kaduna state, Kaduna man cannot rule in Anambra state, when a Edo man cannot rule in Bayelsa, Bayelsa man cannot rule in River State, is that a federal structure?
Body of sand. The body of sand are coming up when it's late. Is it not that they wake up from sleep? Body of sand. Now their eyes have opened. Okay, I'm telling them now, good morning. Body of sand in Nigeria, good morning. Nigerian senior advocate, I think so. Good morning. Now you are waking up. Now is the one where your day have broke. Eh? You were there sitting down. Your fellow son was disgraced out of office. And put a substandard person upon you. Onoge, your fellow son, the Chief Justice, we are almost or completely disgraced out of office. And you see that you do not talk. You do not react. You don't call presidents to the order. Well, you are part of the governance. The three arms of government. First, the judiciary, which you sons at the head. Secondly, the executive. Thirdly, the legislator, which are the upper chamber and lower chamber. It was the lawyer, it was the judge, it was the son, it was the senior advocate, it was the Chief Justice that swear the president in. If they said that they did not swear him, it will not be heard that day. Then when the government entered the power, they arrogated the whole three powers to themselves. You were there looking at him. You don't call him to order. Until the Chief Justice were removed. And then went and brought in somebody who did not participate in what we call secular law. He did not read secular law. No English result in his papers. I saw in newspaper stand. I thought by bus stop here in Lagos. He only went on Islamic Sharia law. And all his paper was Arabic language, Sharia court, this, diploma, if not masters. Then he was forced onto you people. You people closed mouth and admitted. You people did not walk out from the office. You people did not react. You stay up to this hour. Son. Okay, they call it son. They remain on silent. Son, they remain on silent. Now, when you have see that it have reached to the extent, even you yourself in your bedroom, they will come and pick you up. Why are you sleeping with your wife? Now you are waking up. Because they went to court, invented courts. Because one day, they come there and defend you like Idi Amin of Uganda in 1978. Went to court, in the chamber of the Chief Justice of Uganda and pick him up and assassinate him. My beloved son, my beloved sons, the senior advocate of Nigerians, lawyers, Nigerian Bar Association, Nigerian law students should rise up. Otherwise, what happened in Uganda in 1977-78 between Idi Amin and the Uganda Judiciary and the end of Uganda Chief Justice will take place in Nigeria. Okay, about that. Now, the IGP says the rally in Edo State shouldn't hold, while the Oshomole's supporters says it is going to hold, that heaven would not fall. What is your view to this? Because lately in Nigeria, protests have been handled with a demeaning and a hand in which people are not free to express themselves. So what is your view about this? Now, if you come to, when you see a bird by the roadside dancing music, something that beating the drum for him is behind. Okay. If those faction, not the whole APC, if the whole faction, a faction of APC in Edo State want to hold a rally, are they holding on whose authority? Are they holding on whose favor? Are they holding it for themselves? That's the question we're going to ask. Who sponsored them? At first, it's a faction, not the total party. If you come to election, a rally want to hold by any party,
My friend.
the whole party come to agreement. The APC chairman of Edo State and the central body and the executive of Edo National Working Committee and the state working committee will come to agreement for the election, for the rally to hold. Then, if it's a faction which they haven't come to agreement, there's a crack both in federal and in the states. That's what I'm saying. Now, and the faction want to hold IGP, which is from federal, give order. Then a faction in state say it should not hold. Let us check whether there's a power behind that faction from the federal also, okay, backing them up. You understand?
They are Oshomole's supporters.
They are Oshomole supporters, but still, Oshomole is not above the law. Even IGP have power to order Oshomole arrest. IGP cannot give power. Oshomole disobey because of party structure. After all, he's a chairman of the party, not chairman of Nigeria.
Why the latest disinterest of protests in Nigeria?
What you have to understand, protests in Nigeria this time, if you are not protesting on behalf of the government, on the favor of the government, you are their enemy. This present government is not like the government of Baba, General Olusegun Obasanjo retired. From 1999, he took office from the military. He allowed protests. Even though this was Oshomole, when he was labor leader under Baba, he protested. Baba did not kill him.
Yes.
Baba did not jail him. There's other protests went on. Baba will be watching you, whether you carry arms or vandalize something, then he'll come up. But if you do normal protest, according to the international guideline of protest, Baba doesn't worry you. Oshomole did do everything. Even though in office, I watched it in news. When he was challenging the president anyhow, when Baba want to get up, he flame up, start shouting. Baba just turn back and look at him and sit down again. And take it as a father to son issue. But this present government, not so. Look at the time of Jonathan Goodluck. They protest, and call him anyhow. A gogoro man, a weak man. He's not so silent. We put a woman in office. We want strong man. We want agile man. We want a man who can take action. A man who can fight corruption. He's not doing anything. Even some pastors went to Ojota and protest against him in Ganifayomi Square or Park, Ojota. Days he did not talk. Even in Abuja, sinners rose up, protest against him, doing everything. He did not talk. You watching at them. They were anti-government protests. Government did not kill them. All these were under PDP. But since this APC enter, they do what? Any protest that is not in favor of governments, they hijack them. They start killing them, start manipulating them. Look at the one Charlie Boy protest. See what happened. Now, Showore, see what happened. Check other protests that we are since 2015. Check other protests that we are against government, anti-protest. They don't carry arms, no nothing. Government will come out and vandalize them. But there was a protest in favor of government, I think some time ago in Kano or Kaduna, when they vandalized things, government did not do anything. I mean, the lawlessness of this present regime is getting out of hand.
Audio Jungle.
The first question is, will Buhari set up commission of inquiry? Can Buhari set up a commission of inquiry over himself, over a crime he committed himself? What is the report the body will bring out? No, there are some certain things I think we don't need to waste our time over. What I am expecting to ginger or to persuade the National Assembly to follow the constitutional requirements of impeaching Buhari. Because you cannot tell me that the DSS will go into the courtroom, defy the court. That is what they've just done is to tell us that the court is nobody. When I was growing up, before you see DSS outside, before you see DSS and know that this is a DSS, it is very rare. DSS only come out for secret operations. And once they finish, they gather their information and return it back to the authority before you see the civil police coming to do the arrest. But today, you see the DSS becoming a tool of the government. You see the DSS committing different crimes. And nobody saying anything. You see, what I was meant to understand is that you don't even handcuff a man in the court premises. You don't even arrest a man in the court premises. Not to not talk of even in the courtroom, defiling a court. I think what we should all be doing is telling the National Assembly to stand up and wake up to their call. If Lawani is a puppet, if Omakeke is a puppet, if what's his name, Gajabemila is a puppet, they should get out. Let people who are ready to work do the work. Because we cannot sit and begin to see crime committed every day, and people and the man who is supposed to be answerable is not answerable, and the innocent Nigerians are rotting in jail. What are we talking about? Are we under a militocracy government? We are under a civilian rule. A rule where rule of law should be respected. A rule where the right of the citizens prevail and not the right of the president and not the right of some stupid idiots. That their own rule will prevail. We are talking about the will of the people. Government is the government of the people, for the people and by the people, and not government of Buhari, for Buhari and by Buhari. Please let them understand that. And it is not for the Senate, for the Senate and by the Senate. It is for the people. We sent them there to speak our voice, not for their own voice. We are tired of all this nonsense. This is just a mere nonsense. I think the judiciary, they are even wasting their time. That's why people could come out and slap them and say that they are the cause. For crying out loud, we practice three steps of government: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. The judiciary has the same power the executive have. Why will you allow one arm of the government to stampede you? Every day we see the executive fighting the legislative just to oppress them so that they cannot come out and speak the truth, so that they cannot carry out right judgment. All the judges are not scared to say the truth. That is why you see a judge who come out and tell you that Muhammadu Buhari and Muhammad Buhari is the same thing. What you have never seen in the world before. Evan escaped in America because of the difference between his name. Evan committed a crime in London, but because what they wrote there was Evans, and his name is Evan, and the court said those two names do not correlate. We all knew that, and today a man has a name Muhammad, and they say Muhammad and Muhammad is the same thing. Go to the bank today and let your name has one letter missing. They will tell you go and swap Davis. That is not your name. Even when they are seeing your pictures, even when they are seeing everything that it is you, they will tell you it is not you. So my brothers, please, let us forget about the nonsense we see, the nonsense. I call it seasonal film. They are just bringing us seasonal film for us to, when we are through with this one, they'll bring another season. That's how they brought Dasuki Gate. Dasuki Gate ended. They brought in Desiani. Desiani case has. They brought in Ikoyi Gate. That one ended. They brought in International Airport. Where the money in National International Airport, where the whole we have CC camera everywhere. They could not detect who dropped money, and that one ended. And today they are coming up with series of stories. My brother, this is cock and bull. Nigerians should wake up and see. It is time. If you are not ready to represent us there, you get away. Thank you.
Okay, we have pro-DSS protesters storm National Assembly. Say election losers destabilizing Nigeria. Are they really the one destabilizing Nigeria?
The losers are not the ones destabilizing Nigeria, but instead the ringers are the ones destabilizing Nigeria.
Yes.
Yes. If I lose election free and fair, I will go away. I will congratulate you because the election is transparent. But we have seen in Nigeria where even the NTA, the AIT, they will be there and they will ring the election. What will you make of an election where the INEC said they use server, and in time they going to court, INEC said they didn't use server again? If you are the partaker of that election, will you be happy? If you are a partaker of an election where the court has ordered INEC to release the election documents to you and INEC refused, and the court did not, will you be happy? The ringers are the one causing chaos in the nation, not the losers. They should go back and think very well. Don't just come here and cook up story because one person has given you 1 naira.
Okay, so we have the issue of happening in Edo State. The IGP ordered that the rally should be suspended, the rally should be stopped. But the Oshomole supporter says heaven will not fall, that the protest, rather the rally would proceed. Do you think that is against the law?
Now, you see, that's what we are still telling you. That's what I'm still saying. If the IG gave an instruction, who is the #1 security person in the land? Is the IG. And now he gave an order that a protest should not carry on as a result of security protection. And Osomole, who is a nobody. Osomole, who is a nobody, not Osomole started it. That is why the supporters followed him. He has the right to tell his supporters to calm down. And they went as far as to say heaven will not fall. I expect by now that Osomole should have been picked up. You saw the number of casualties we had there yesterday. So if Osomole, I challenge the IG of police to arrest Osomole. If he really knows that he is doing the work, and he really knows, he understands the level of security, what it means to secure the country, he should pick up Osomole and let Osomole be charged. For murder, he should be charged for murder. Yes, because that's what he did. All those people who died yesterday was as a result of Osomole. All those people who were injured yesterday was as a result of Osomole. If he has told the supporters to stay back, as the IG said, they would have had casualties.
Do you think violent approach could be the best to curtail protesters? Because that is becoming too rampant and so many souls have been lost in this process.
My brother, you see, violence begets violence. Eh? What are they tussling? They are tussling, they are fighting over their pockets. This fight is not for me and you. Because, like I said, they know they can, when you are hungry, they will raise the carrot and dangle it before you. And when you come and eat the carrot, you feel you are filled up. You begin to fight for them. You begin to celebrate the man who gave me carrots. I must die for him. The moment he gets what he wants, he will take the carrot away. And you become hungry. And there will not be carrot tomorrow. Until he needs his pocket again to be filled up. He will bring another carrot again and dangle it. So, I think the IG of police, how to contact, they know all these people. If Osomole says he is not involved in it, let him produce those his supporters who went on the streets. Because they went in the name of Osomole. They took Saraki to court because armed robbers went to rob and they brought a car. They said that it is carrying Saraki's plate number. Was Saraki there? Answer me, was Saraki there? Saraki was not there, but they said it was his plate number. So if these guys are Osomole supporters, Osomole should be arrested. There is no immunity covering Osomole. Osomole has no immunity. The post of the party chairman that he is has no immunity. He is a bloody civilian like I am. The same way I should be treated, the same way Osomole should be treated. He has contributed nothing to Nigeria, rather than destroy Nigeria.
Even there are different people's opinions, their suggestions, expression of their grievances, their adaptations, and their conclusions. This is where we are going to draw down the curtain on today's Bystander at Newsstand. Join us for more insightful episodes next week. I am Babalola Timothy from the desk of Flip TV. I wish you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Have a very good and delightful weekend. Bye.